Hey everyone, are you ready to do our last 2 blocks for the Jingle All the Way quilt? Hi everyone, Cristin here, and we are continuing with our Jingle All the Way quilt, and actually we're going to do the last 2 blocks today. So we have 2 huge sections of our quilt, all right? So this one, really big one, that's one section, all sewn together, and then we have this other one, the hugest one. So we basically have 2 sides of our quilt, and today we're going to do the last section 13, that will go down here at the bottom, and then we'll sew those 2 sides together, and it will be, the top will be done, not counting the inner borders, outer borders. I think that's still considered the top, so really it's just the blocks will be done today. I'm pretty excited. So as you can see, my environment is different. I am working from my daughter's house and using my son-in-law's ring light, and my daughter did such a good job taking down, it's super dark in this room, like crazy dark, and she took down all the things so that I could have some light to be able to make this work for you guys. So I'm very grateful. The ring light is different than mine, and all of the supplies are different, and so just put up with me while I try to move without knocking everything over. All right, so grab your packet. Like I said, we're going to do the last 2 blocks today, and those are the snow globes. So grab your packet. You're close to last packet. So after we complete this, keep in mind we still have inner borders, outer borders, backing, and embellishments. So we still have a lot to do, but we will have all the blocks done, and that's huge. We've been working on this for quite a while. It's a big project. So the last 2 blocks are the snow globes. If you didn't do the gingerbread snow globes, watch for that video or look for that in the playlist for the Jingle All the Way quilt, because we already did those 2. So we're going to do the other 2 snow globes. So candy cane and tree. On my book, they are on page 9 of the oldest revision of the Jingle All the Way booklet. All right, so grab your packet, and mine's pretty big because I have a couple of substitutions to tell you about. So we have, these are 2 totally different blocks, so I'm going to do them separately. They have all different fabrics, nothing is the same, so I'm just going to go over each of them separately. So again, page 9, lots of stuff here. All right, so page 9 of my book, the oldest book. All right, so the snow globes there's 4 of them total, and we already did 2 of them. So we did these 2 gingerbread ones, so I'm going to explain number 1 and number 2. The other 3 and 4 are already done. All right, and like I said, if you didn't see that, just look through the playlist of the Jingle All the Way playlist, and all the videos are in there. All right, so number 1 is the candy cane, number 2 is the tree, and the products that we're going to use, the supplies are pretty much opposite. All right, so we'll go over them one by one, and I'm just kind of balancing, so put up with me a little bit here. I don't have all my usual stuff. It's really hard, I'll tell you. It's quite a different process. I usually have a little table here. I've got all my stuff, and I don't have any of that, so we'll just figure it out. We'll muddle along. All right, so like I said, we're going to work on the candy cane one first, and that is number 1, snow globe. So the first thing is our main fabric. So our main fabric, I did back mine with fusible stabilizer, and it's kind of funny because I always recommend cutting in a little bit, like a 1/4 inch, so that you can easily tell front from the back. And I didn't do it on this white, and that's the one you really want to do it on. So I must have already had this with the fusible stabilizer on it, but you do want to make sure to stabilize your main fabric. That's what will keep it from puckering, and these are pretty big fabrics. So our main fabric is going to start at 8.5 by 8.5, and hopefully you can see it is a white fabric with white swirls on it. All right, so hopefully you can see that. I can see it pretty well. Hopefully you can too. All right, and like I said, 8.5 by 8.5 for this main fabric for block number 1, the snow globe number 1, and backed with fusible stabilizer. All right, 8.5 by 8.5 for this first one. And then our next fabric, I don't know where to put this. Let's see. All right, it's hard to travel and still keep doing what you do. All right, so the next thing that we need is the actual snow globe background. So it's kind of nice. I mentioned this in the other snow globe video that we don't have to worry about the quilting, because sometimes, like when we did Jar of Hearts, we wanted to make sure that we didn't have the quilting inside of the snow globe, and we don't have to worry about that because we have a fabric just for that. It's an applique piece that will cover the main fabric that will be quilted. So that's a nice feature. So this one, if you can see it, it is gray with little white dots on it. And this is the background of the snow globe. So the inside of the snow globe. And we're going to start with this at 6.5 by 6.5. All right, 6.5 by 6.5. This is an applique piece. I did back mine with fusible stabilizer. See, there's that cut in I was telling you about. But that's optional. Some people don't want to stabilize their applique pieces. I definitely prefer it, so that's up to you. 6.5 by 6.5 for this background for the first snow globe. All right, gray with white dots. 6.5 by 6.5. All right, find a spot for that. All right, and then the next thing is the base of the snow globe. So on this first one, the candy cane, it is going to be this green with big white dots. I did back mine with fusible stabilizer. That's up to you because it is an applique piece. And let's see, we are going to have this be 2 by 4. All right, 2 by 4. That's funny. I always think it should be 4 by 2 when it's going this way, but either way, 2 by 4. All right, for the first one. This is the candy cane snow globe. All right, 2 by 4. And then for the candy cane itself, so in the picture, it kind of looks like that awning fabric to me, but it's going to be stitching. So we don't have red, it's going to be stitching. So we just need basically the applique piece for the candy cane. And so it is the white with snowflakes on it. Hopefully you can see that. Yep. So white fabric with snowflakes, white snowflakes on it. And this is just for the candy cane applique. And this one, it is going to be 6 by 6. All right, 6 by 6. I would recommend backing this with fusible stabilizer. It's going to be against that gray fabric, which actually isn't too dark, but that's my recommendation. It's up to you. 6 by 6 for the fabric for the applique candy cane. All right. And then we have, so the next snow globe actually has more pieces to it. So that one should be easier to, because we'll have all the first snow globe pieces away. So it'll be a little easier to manage everything in my lap here. All right, so can you see this? This is that clear vinyl. So we're going to put the clear vinyl over our snow globe, but before we do that, we're going to put stuff in our snow globe. So I'll show you in pictures how to do that. So right now, start thinking about what you want inside of your snow globe. So first, let me tell you about this clear vinyl. It is the Kimberbell clear vinyl, and it is 6 by 6. We need a piece that's 6 by 6. If you bought from our sponsor, you probably received a much bigger piece than 6 by 6. So save the extra. I always save it. I'm pretty conservative that way, being careful to save all my stuff. So 6 by 6 for the clear vinyl. I recommend keeping it in the packaging until you're ready to use it, because once you take it out, it's like an invisible cloak. Like, you know, the invisibility cloak in Harry Potter, like you can't see it once you take it out of the package. So I recommend keeping it in the package until you need it. 6 by 6 for your clear vinyl. All right, and then, like I said, think about what you want inside of your snow globe. So from our sponsor, Jingle, Oma Darlings is our sponsor for this project, and she sent these really cute. I wasn't even expecting this. I thought that was pretty fun. So it's all these little white dots, which are really perfect for inside a snow globe, and then there's also little sparkly things, and this is great. The only thing I don't like about it is it sticks like, it's like, I don't know how you describe something that is like drawn to it, like magnetic almost. And so when you put the clear vinyl over this, it just kind of spreads and sticks to it, and it's kind of hard to get it where you want it. So I did use this on one of them, and it worked really well. It just was a little bit difficult to work with. So whatever works for you, but keep that in mind when you're using this. We only need, like, I think a tablespoon of it or something, and I ended up using more. I thought it was pretty fun. But so there's this, and then I gave the option of other items, and I put them in my Amazon storefront. and I bought one myself. So this one I thought was pretty fun. It is snowflakes and dots, and it's like iridescent. See that? Oh, that's fun, right? So I haven't used this yet. I bought it after I did those first 2 snow globes. So I'm going to use this probably on both of my snow globes. We'll see when we get there, but I'm pretty sure I'll use this. I think that's pretty fun. There's different sizes of snow globes and dots and so forth. And I will add a link to my Amazon storefront again. It is in there. You just click on that. It came like a day later. I think it was pretty quick, depending on where you live, of course. When I buy stuff at my daughter's house, it takes like 3 days to get here because she lives literally out in the forest. Like literally there. You should see it. It's beautiful here. There's all these trees, and the other day we had a storm, and it was pretty scary to be here. Personally, I was like, oh my gosh, so there's a negative to living in the forest, because the trees were like moving a lot and it scared me. But anyway, but it also takes longer to get Amazon packages, so depending on where you live, I think it took me like a day to get it in Idaho. All right, so this is pretty cool. I'm pretty sure I'll use these. I think that's pretty fun. All right, and then the other thing that we need is our batting. So our final cut size on this is 6.5 by 6.5. So that means we want batting that is 7 by 7. All right, 7 by 7 for your batting. All right, for the candy cane snow globe block, 7 by 7 for your batting. All right, and that's all we need for this first block. So I'm going to move all of these pieces, nope, not that. I almost took my clear vinyl for the second one. All right, so for the second one, we have a few substitutions. So there's a few things to point out and get everything settled here. Sorry. All right, so the first one, so this is for the tree snow globe. All right, the second snow globe, the one with the tree. All right, right there. That's the one we're going to work on now. All right, so our first fabric is our main fabric. And this one is a gray with white dots. So this is like what we used on the inside of the snow globe for the candy cane. This one is going to be our main background. So that means that we want a piece of fabric that is 8.5 by 8.5. All right, we're going to start with this at 8.5 by 8.5. Make sure to back this with fusible stabilizer so that you don't get puckering in this big piece of fabric. All right, 8.5 by 8.5. It's the gray with little white dots, and this is for the tree snow globe. Okay. And then we'll put this here. And then, you know, it's so funny when you're traveling and you have like, I have like all my stuff set of what I do when I'm home, and when I'm here, it's like I'm living out of a suitcase. Everything's not, I don't have all my stuff. It's hard. It's difficult. And yet my daughter and my son-in-law are the most amazing people. Like they're just so easygoing, and yeah, do you need this? Do you need that? They're just like literally so easy. I absolutely adore them. They are my favorite people for sure. All right, so inside of the snow globe is going to be this white swirly fabric, all right, just like the main fabric we used for the candy canes. This one's going to be on the inside. Remember when I was saying everything's kind of opposite? All right, so white with white scrolls, that's what it's called, scrolls. All right, and this one we are going to have at 6.5 by 6.5. All right, I do recommend backing this with fusible stabilizer. It's going to be against that gray fabric, but up to you. Actually, I said that on the other one, and it was white fabric with gray. So anyway, I do recommend backing it with stabilizer, but that's up to you. It is an applique piece, 6.5 by 6.5, white with white scrolls. And this is for the tree. This is for the Christmas tree snow globe. All right. And then we have our base fabric. So our base fabric, if you bought long ago, is this dots and flowers, and I think there's actually a name for it. Red dotted circles. Red dotted circles. They wrote that in the book. They should do that on all of them. I don't think they do that anymore. This is an old book. Red dotted circles. All right, so this is, I don't think it's discontinued, but there goes some stuff. Our sponsor sent us a substitute. So if you bought recently from our sponsor, you would have received this red multi-dot fabric instead of this one. Either one, I believe it's 2x4. Yep, 2x4. This is for the base of the snow globe, the Christmas tree snow globe. I did back mine with fusible stabilizer. That's up to you. It is an applique piece. Either one of these fabrics, 2x4. All right, and then we have for the Christmas tree. So the Christmas tree is an applique. There goes some more stuff. I'm just dropping everything. So the Christmas tree applique, the fabric is the green, what did we call it? Green dotted circles. All right, so this is from before, if you bought from long ago, and like I said, I don't think this fabric is discontinued. I absolutely could be wrong, but our sponsor did send a substitute, so you would have received this green tufted, I believe, from our sponsor. Either one of these you want for the tree is going to be 4x4. All right, 4x4. It is an applique piece. I did back mine with fusible stabilizer. That's up to you. 4x4, either one of these fabrics. All right, for the Christmas tree applique. All right, and then we have that, dropping. And then we have that clear vinyl. So the clear vinyl, like I said before, is 6x6. If you bought from our sponsor, you probably received a much bigger piece. I think I got this from my sponsor. I might have told her I already have some, and if so, I just pulled it out of my packet. Maybe that's why it's bigger. I'm not sure. Either way, you need a piece that is 6x6. Is that right? 6x6 for the clear vinyl, and like I said before, I recommend keeping it in the package. It makes it a lot easier to find it when you're ready to use it. 6x6 for the clear vinyl. And then for your batting, 7x7, like I mentioned before, 7x7 for your batting. All right, this is for the Christmas tree snow globe. And then again, you will need some fun stuff to put inside of your snow globe. Whatever you choose to put inside of your snow globe will work fine. Just be careful of fingers. It helps to have like a chopstick or one of those stuffy sticks next to it, because if something moves, you might have a tendency to want to put your fingers there, and make sure to always be careful to keep your fingers away. So when you're doing something like this, you could slow down your machine. That's one thing. Hit the stop button. Just don't put your fingers there. But keep a chopstick handy so that if you feel the urge, you'll be careful. All right, so fun stuff for inside your snow globe. All right, put those aside. All right, so that's all we need for today. We're going to do those 2 blocks. I am going to bring you to the computer and show you how to merge them together. So we can actually do a color sort using all of the applique pieces. We can make it work so that we're doing less steps. We're doing parts together, but they are different colors. So we're not going to want to do that end color sort where we join them together, or we just separate the colors, whatever. We can save steps, but we have to be careful of the fact that they are different. So we'll have to change the colors so that parts don't join. There was another thing. Oh, so the other thing is that I don't have my 9x14 hoop. If you have your 9x14 hoop with you and a machine that works with a 9x14, it'll work great for you, or the even bigger one, 10x16, or whatever for the other brands. I don't know what the sizes they are. I can do this in my 8x12 hoop, my daughter's 8x12 hoop. I'll have to take out those steps 3 and 4 like I did on the last tutorial, because it will be 12.5. Let's see, so 6.5, it'll be even bigger than that. It'll be 13 inches, and it's an 8x12 hoop, so it won't fit lengthwise. Maybe I'll just adjust it now. Well, I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, 9x14 hoop or 10x16 hoop or anything bigger than 8x12 to be able to get both of the blocks in one hooping if you choose, or do them separately, or take out steps 3 and 4 like I showed on yesterday's video. I'll probably show it again because I'm going to need to do that, or I'll do them separately. We'll see. I went and bought extra stabilizer, so I could do them separately. Either way, we're ready to go. We just have 2 blocks today, and then we're done with all of the blocks for Jingle All the Way. I forgot to mention the quilting design. So any quilting design that you want on both of these blocks, that is 6x6. Totally up to you. Whatever you decide. I'm leaning toward Winter 1 for the snowflakes, or I think it's Christmas 8 that has the stars. Let me check. I wrote a few notes here. Stars 8 is one of the ones that I'm leaning toward, and Winter 1, and that one will come in either vertical or horizontal. I don't recall. I will put that in the section that we're going to work on. I'm going to check out some different options when we work on the computer section, and I'll add a little text box on which one I decide. But any quilting design that you want, that is 6 by 6. Hey everyone, I'm at my computer now, and again, lighting is different and so on and so forth, but we should be a little better than last time at least. I have a ring light I'm borrowing. So I'm going to show you how to join these two blocks together on one hooping. If you choose, you can do them separately. If that's easier, it doesn't matter. Totally up to you. All right, so I'm going to open up Embellishment Essentials. That is the software that I highly recommend. And if you do purchase it, please buy from my affiliate link. I'll add a link up here to Embellishment Essentials. It's to Embellishment. It will take you to Embellishment, and then you choose the part that you want. And the one that I teach is Essentials. They also have Stitch Artists for those that want to do digitizing, and Enthusiast, which is a little bit more than the Essentials as far as giving you different options of things to do. They have Thumbnailer, which is great for showing you all of the items that you have, all of your software. It gives you like a little picture of it that it'll show from the folder that you have it in. All right, so Embellishment Essentials. So I have mine open now, and the first thing is always to check what hoop you're on. So I'm on my 8 by 12 hoop. I'm actually going to go to my 9 by 14 hoop, even though I don't have a 9 by 14 hoop. Most of you do, so I'm going to show you how to do it in that hoop, and then I'll just change it later for my use, because I'm going to use my 8 by 12 hoop, or my daughter's 8 by 12 hoop. So come up here to the Preferences folder, click on that, choose the hoop size that you want. I'm going to click on 9 by 14, say OK, and then come up here to this compass button, click H for hoop. All right, and the first thing is the quilting design, and I'm still not super sure of what quilting design I want, but I'm thinking the stars on the Christmas tree would be really cute, and maybe the snowflakes on Winter 1. Winter 1 is the snowflakes on the candy cane, or the candy cane. There's a design that's got candy canes and peppermint. That would be cute too. Whatever you want, as long as it's a 6 by 6 quilting design. So I'm going to open up my folder that has my designs in it. I shrink that down a little bit so it's not too overwhelming. And let's see, I've got them on my Dropbox, embroidery files, Jingle all the way, and then quilting designs. So the first one is that candy cane, and that's one I'm thinking Winter 1. I think I'll do Winter 1. So that is in the Jingle All the Way quilting bundle right there. Winter 1. All right, embroidery files, Pez is what I use. And then you want a 6 by 6 quilting design, and let's see. I don't think it'll show me until I bring it in. I'm going to try the vertical one and just see if that's the right one. Yep, it is. Good. So I wanted one that looks like the snowflakes are falling. So it's 6 by 6 Winter 1 in vertical to have the snowflakes going this way. All right, so I'll close that, and I'm going to bring it up here. You can use your mouse or your keyboard, or the arrow on your keyboard, whatever works to bring it up. And I'm just going to center it, even though it doesn't matter. All right, and then we always like to change these blues and oranges so that we can have them join. So I'm going to click outside. Right now all 5 are selected, so I'm going to click outside from those so that it deselects them, and then I'm going to click on 1, 1 and come down here to the colors. And as I mentioned before, on this computer, I only have Brother Embroidery. I reached out to Embellishment to find out why that is, and they want me to reinstall it, and I just don't want to do that while I'm doing these filming in case it creates a problem. So I'll do it later when I get back home. And I have my secondary computer, or my main computer really. So whatever embroidery thread that you're on, mine's Brother Embroidery. I'm going to choose the first color that comes up for me. That is sky blue. I feel like I've got Audrey staring at me. This is my youngest granddaughter. She's peeking, and my oldest granddaughter, Abigail. They're peeking out at me right now from my desktop. All right, so sky blue, say okay. And then 1, 2, click on the color down in the properties window, and I'm choosing the first color that comes up for me, and that is deep gold. Say okay. 1, 3, click on the color, and I'm going to choose the second color down, and that's electric blue. And then 1, 4, click on the color, second color down for me is beige. And then 1, 5, click on the color, and I'm going to choose teal green and say okay. All right, so that one is done. Now I want to bring in another quilting design for the other file, and that's the one I'm leaning towards stars 8. So I'm going to open up that folder again. Should have left it open, that would have been smart. All right, Dropbox, embroidery files, Jingle All the Way. And I think I put it in here. If not, I'm going to have to choose. There it is. Good. Phew. Stars 8, embroidery files, block by block, Pez. And I want the 8 by 8, not 8 by 8, sorry, 6 by 6. 6 by 6 design right there. Oops, don't double click on it, drag it over. If you do it from your folder, then you drag it over. If you do it from this merge stitch file, then you double click on it. All right, so click on the stitching and then bring it down. So we're not going to have too much room, but in the 9 by 14, you've got quite a bit more room than the 8 by 12 hoop that I'm going to need to use. So this is what it'll look like. So we need to go ahead and change these colors now so that parts will join and parts will not. So we want all of the batting and the placement stitches to join, and we don't want the quilting to join unless you're using the same color. Like if you're going to use white or gray on both of them, then you could keep them together, but I'm going to keep them separate so that I have a stop so I can decide when I get there. So I'm going to click on 2-1, click in the properties window on the color, and I'm going to choose sky blue. Say okay. 2-2, click on the color, I'm going to choose deep gold, say okay. 2-3, click on the color, I'm going to choose the second color down for me, that's electric blue. If you don't remember the colors you used, they're right up here. And then 2-4, click on the color, I'm going to choose beige. And then 2-5, this is the one, I'm going to use a different color so it will create that stop. So I don't want teal green because I used that before and that those would join. I'm going to use the second color down for me, that's sea crest, and say okay. All right, that was so easy. All right, that's done. Now we need to find those snow globe files. So let's see, maybe I'll do merge stitch file this time since we did it the other way before. Let's see. All right, so you're just navigating to where they are on your computer, and then it will start to populate them. And I'm looking for the candy cane snow globe. See, there's the snow globes we did before, and I used the stars on both of those. Cute. All right, so I'm just scrolling down until I find it is a 5 by 7, I assume, 5 by 7 snow globe candy cane. All right, right there, 5 by 7 snow globe candy cane. Double click on that, it will go to the center, and then I'm going to click on the stitching and I'm going to bring it up. And it looks like we should do an align and distribute to make sure. It looks like it's going to be pretty close, but either way. All right, so first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to shrink down these. If I close this little line here, it will make it so that those design folders are closed, and then I can click on number 1, hold down the control button on my keyboard and click on number 3, and then I can go to utility, align and distribute so that I can make sure that it's lined up within that quilting design. Center, apply, and you saw it moved up and over to the right just the tiniest bit. All right, so then I know that it's aligned just right within that quilting. Click outside so nothing's selected, and then open that number 3 design back up. We've got all those cyans and oranges again, so we want to change those colors so that those will join together when we want them to. All right, so 3-1, that's the placement for the base. Click on that color. We already used sky blue and electric blue, so I'm going to use pewter. I'm using the third color down for me. And then 3-2, click on the color, and I'm going to use the first color that comes up because it's not the same as the others that we use for our quilting. So I'm going to use reddish brown. And then 3-3, click on the color. This is for the placement for the snow globe. And I'm going to use the fourth color down for me. That's Prussian blue. And then the tack down is 3-4, click on the color. I'm going to use dark brown. Doesn't matter what color, you're just using something convenient. So 3, 5, click on the color. Let's see, this is the placement for the candy cane. So I'm going to use ultramarine. And then 3, 6, click on the color. And I'm going to use russet brown. Okay. All right, and then this Wilcom red, this is for the satin stitches of the candy cane, and we don't want this to join, so we have to be careful and make sure that there's not another red. I'm going to go ahead and click on this and just see other embroidery red. Yeah, okay. So whatever first color of red that comes up for you. And then 3, 8, click on the color. This is black. Mine's changing to olive green. And again, this is just so that we can have some of them join and some of them not, because really on this candy cane it's going to be the green base, and on the tree it's going to be the red base. So we want to make sure that those will be different. So you could click on this 3, 8, click on the color and type in green. We actually have some greens, but you could type in green up here so that you have a visual too of them being different if you choose, whatever works for you. All right, 3, 9, click on the color. This is the placement and tack down of that vinyl, the clear vinyl. So I'm going to use, first color that comes up for me is Wisteria Violet. And then 3, 10, click on the color. This is that tack down and decorative stitch. So I'm going to choose gray, Brother Embroidery Gray. All right, so that one is done. Now we need to bring in the Christmas tree design, snow globe design. So I'm going to go to merge stitch file again and embroidery files, and then we're looking for the 5x7 snow globe tree. 5x7 snow globe tree right there. All right, 5x7 snow. Oh, keep in mind, so there are 2 of them. I remembered this from before, I forgot to mention it. So there are a couple of them because there's different designs in this book. So they give you one that says, oh, Christmas tree. That's not the one we're using. We're using the one without that. So click on that, double click it. It will go to your center. And then I'm going to click on it and I'm going to bring it down here to my quilting design. And then again, I'm going to click outside so nothing's selected. I'm going to close up these design folders so that I can see everything well. And I'm going to click on number 2, quilting design, click the control button and click on number 4, snow globe design, and I'm going to go to utility, align and distribute, center, center, apply, and it barely moved, close. All right, it moved down just the tiniest smidgen. All right, so that one, those are aligned. Now we need to change the colors on this. So if you need to, you can open up this number 3 to remember what colors you use, because these are the parts that we do want them to join for the applique pieces, so that we're doing both at once to save on time. All right, so let's see, number 3, this first one I used pewter, then reddish brown, so I'm going to use these same. I'm on 4-1, click on 4-1, click on the color, and I used pewter. Don't forget to check up here of what you use so that you're using the same colors. Then 4-2, click on the color, and I'm using reddish brown. And then 4-3, let's see, I didn't check what I used, let's check. I used Prussian blue and dark brown next, so I'm going to do that. Click on the color and choose Prussian blue. It's really just the next color down after that first one that you used. And then 4-4, click on the color and dark brown, did I say? Yep, dark brown. So here's another way you can tell, is just from the beginning of the 4th design, it'll show the color here that you last used. So we used reddish brown, so I want the next color down. So dark brown for me, whatever your 4th color down is or whatever it is. All right, and then 4-5, this is the placement for the Christmas tree. So I'm going to choose this, and we haven't used one of these yet. I don't want them to join. Wait, I do, because I'm going to have the applique for the candy cane and then the applique for the Christmas tree. So I do want these to be the same. So I think it's probably going to be this ultramarine, but I'm going to check to make sure so that I can do them at the same time. So after dark brown was ultramarine, dark brown, ultramarine, perfect, and then it's russet brown for the tack down. So 4-6, click on the color, and I want russet brown. All right, and then we get into the the stitching, and this part we don't want to join. So I'm going to go ahead and change the colors just to make sure that I'm using colors that are not going to join. So I'm going to choose, let's see, light brown. I'm going to choose light brown. I haven't used that. All right, and then the decorative stitch on the tree, I'm going to click on the color, and let's make sure I haven't used emerald green. I have a feeling I already used it. I'm going to hit cancel so I can look up here. Yep, see, I used emerald green on the base, so I want to use a different green. So I'm going to choose teal green. Maybe I'll choose Seacrest just to make sure. I don't think I used teal green. I'm going to peek and make sure. Teal green. No, I think we're okay. All right, and then the star at the top, I'm going to choose yellow. And then this is the one I was saying that one of these bases is green, one of them is red. I already used red for my candy cane, so I need to make sure to use a different red. So I'm going to choose carmine. It's a pink, and that's fine. Just something so it's different so that it doesn't join together. We want to make sure that those stop. All right, and then we have the two. Now these, so we have to think about, do you want to do those together? It might be too stressful to try and do both, because I'm going to have them be separated, just because you're think about, you're putting down all of these little pieces that are going to go all over the place, and if you're doing them two for one hooping, it'll be stressful. I'm going to stop. I'm going to do one first and then the second one, so I don't want these to be the same colors as before. So I'm going to click on 411. I think I used wisteria. Yeah, wisteria, violet, and gray. So I want different colors than those. Click on the color. I'm going to use purple. And then I'm going to choose 412. Click on the color. And I'm going to choose silver because I used gray before. All right, so those are done. I'm going to do a color sort, but then I'm going to move things around so that they really are at the same time, just so that I'm working on one applique piece, then the next applique piece, then the satin stitching. I want to do them all together. All right, so right now, I don't know how many color steps because I can't see it. Let's move this. 32 color steps. Sorry, it doesn't like it when I move this around, but I can't see it with this. The screen recording is in the way. All right, so 32 color steps. So let's see if I do a utility color sort. I've got them both lined up in my hoop. Make sure you've done that first before you do your color sort. All right, so it's reduced it by 10 color changes. Make sure that you have tolerance at 0 and none of these are selected so that you get the same results. Then click New View. It'll open a second tab so that we can check what it did. All right, so now everything's together on one design and we can move them around as needed, and we can go back to that first tab if it really didn't work the way that we wanted it to. All right, so here's the first one. That's our placement for our batting, our tack down for our batting, our placement for our main fabric, our tack down for our main fabric, and then we have our first quilting design and our second quilting design. So those are all perfect. Now we have our placement. What is this? It looks like it's placement of the base. It looks like it's the base, right? The base. The bottom here and here. Yep, base. So that's the placement for our base on both of them. So we'll put one green fabric down, one red fabric down, and then the tack down of our base. And then we have our placement for our snow globe fabric. Perfect. And our tack down for our snow globe. And then we have placement for the candy cane fabric and for the, this is just a placement stitch for the candy cane fabric and then the tree fabric. So that's great. And then we have our tack down of both of those. All right, now this is where it'll separate because we have some of different satin stitches. So here's our first candy cane and then it goes right into, excuse my phone, and then it goes right into the base, and I don't want that. I want it to do the candy cane and then the tree. So I'm going to move my tree up. So here is our decorative stitch for our tree. So I'm just going to I click on the tree and I'm going to drag it up or move it up to underneath the candy cane. It didn't make it all the way, so right now I'm just going to right click on that tree and say move earlier. So then we have our candy cane satin stitching and our Christmas tree satin stitching. And then I want to do the, let's see, I think we have to do the base of the tree before. I'm going to check that. So I'm going to go to Untitled 1 because we want to make sure that everything's in the right order. And I'm just going to check if it's doing, that's the placement, tack down. Yeah, so it's got the tree and then it's got the tree stump and then the tree. So we want to make sure that those are in the right order so that it's not doing the tree stump on top of the tree. So I'm going to change that. So that'll be important. Okay, keep that in mind. So when we have here, unless that's just a tack down, but it's a decorative stitch. So I'm going to bring this tree up first. So I'm going to click on that tree and I'm going to bring it up to the candy cane. So it's got the candy cane and then the tree stump and then the tree decorative stitching and then the star is what I want next. So I'm going to bring the star up underneath the tree. I didn't make it all the way, so I'm going to right click, say move earlier. All right, then we have the first base. I want the second base up here as well. So I'm just going to right click it and bring it up. Right click it, move earlier, and it wasn't a right click earlier. When you're grabbing and dragging, it's not a right click. My mistake. I used the wrong words. All right, and then placement for the snow globe. I'm going to go ahead and bring this one up as well, so that we're doing placement, placement, tack down, tack down. All right, so I'm not going to do another color sort because it joined exactly right. I just wanted them in the right order of how I wanted them to stitch. So that's done. That's perfect. That's super easy. So now you would do a file, save stitch, file as, and save it to whatever name you want. I'll go ahead and do that as well. I can't use this one because I don't have a 9x14 hoop, so I need to do a little maneuvering. Save stitch file as, and let's see, what are we in? Embroidery files, perfect. Okay, so I'm going to name this Snow Globes ×2. You could add some more wording because I think it'll say we did some other snow globes, but I think we'll be all right. Let's see, save. Yeah, if we already had a file named that way, it would give us a problem. All right, so I need to make it an 8x12 hoop. So I've already saved this. You would save it, you would send it to your machine or save it to your USB stick. and my shirt today. This is a fun one. I just did this one. I'm not sure how to use this. Can it go down a little bit? I have to hold it, it looks like. So this is a fun design. Isn't this fun? So especially like from Idaho, we have the northern lights. We have very much white snowy trees right now. I'm not there. I'm in California, and thankfully not dealing with the snow too much, but this just spoke to me. This was a fun design. I found it on Etsy. And very colorful. I thought it was just a really fun design. I really like that. I'll add a link under this video. Let's see how to fix that now. I'll add a link underneath this video of where I got the design. The shirt is from Amazon. It's one of my favorites. I have a lot of these. I have them in lots of different colors. And one thing to keep in mind is if you were to do this design, you want to do it on a dark fabric, on a dark shirt. So I bought the dark blue, navy blue, to be able to see all of the colors coming to life. It's a fun design. I really enjoy that. And the sweater, it's not really a sweater, it's actually a shirt. It's thin, but it's a really good, it's a hoodie. It's a good shirt. I have it in like pink and teal, and I've got it in a bunch of colors. I really like this one a lot. I will add a link here to my Amazon storefront that has it in there. And like I said, lots of different colors, and it's thin. So if you're in cold weather, you got to wait until it warms up a bit, because it's basically a shirt with a hoodie on it. It's pretty cute. And I love this one. It's great to embroider on. So check out my Amazon storefront, and I'll also add a link to where I found this design in the Etsy shop on Etsy. And how are you doing with your goal? I'm actually pretty proud of myself. So I've been here 7 days now, maybe 8, 7, I think 7 days and 7 nights already. And there were 2 days, either 1 or 2 days that I did not go for a hike or get on my daughter's treadmill, but 1 or 2 days. All the other days I have made it work, which is not easy. These kids, their schedule is so busy, and there's so many activities all the time, and I want to enjoy time with them, and yet I'm leaving and going for a hike. And I've gone every day between 3.5 to 4.5 miles, and every day I'm doing it. I'm making sure to do it. I am not eating super duper healthy like I do at home, because I'm kind of on vacation a little bit. I'm out of town. I'm enjoying time with family. So we've made a few special treats, and I want to make whoopie pies with my grandkids. I think that would be really fun. So that's one of our activities that we're going to work on. They don't know yet, so shh, don't tell. But anyway, I'm getting my workouts. I'm still doing my videos. I'm spending a lot of time with the grandkids, and that's priority, right? We always love to have time with our grandkids. That's so much fun. So what are you doing toward your goal, and are you keeping it up?